Hey y'all, Miss Ladybug here. Oh goodness, tax day has come and passed. We had a great big huge celestial time this month with the eclipse. It's been a wild Mercury retrograde. Um the weather's been wonky in different places. My car got totaled. I haven't been on the road for a couple weeks. Actually, well, I left the nomad life, I think around March 6th or 7th. I got back to Northern Oregon. Um, I was called home for family issues, and then one thing led to another. It's been a it's been a wild 6 weeks or so. I've been having intestinal problems again. Had a CAT scan the other day and have been doing the recommended treatments for the findings. Things aren't working the way they're supposed to, and it's causing pain. And I was quite ill actually for a couple days. So I've been seeing my surgeon to see what we're going to do. But yeah, so much has happened, good and bad. And I don't even want to say good and bad. I want to things that are in alignment with what I am trying to bring to my life, and things that have left me in a learning mode of how to navigate something different. Let's just say it that way. Um, while I had been considering a new rig, I was in my 2003 Buick Rendezvous for the last, well, a year and a month. I lived in it full time, except for while I was going through my surgery and taking care of my daughter when she had her surgery. But otherwise, I was pretty much on the road, other than visiting friends and stuff. Which, oh boy, if you're a nomad, having good friends on the road is priceless. Priceless. Um, with what I've been going through, if I didn't have good friends right now, I might be in a really hard place. So if you've got good friends, keep them. Cultivate those close ties, because you friends help friends. That's why we build our tribe. It's part of being a nomad. We have our tribe out on the road, but some of us have tribe that's stable and in a same place all the time. And when we're struggling with stuff on the road, having that is pretty good. So I'm out of friends. Same place where I was when I had my surgery. My good friend Terry. Well, she knows how I feel about her. I've told her how much I love her. And I know she loves me too, which is why I'm here. Um, and so I want to talk about, what am I going to live in? That's what I really want to talk about. I just was telling you how I got here. Like I started to say, I had been considering a different vehicle from my SUV. With my health conditions and with the things that I would like to be involved with and participate in as a nomad, full time on the road, interacting with the nomad community, I wanted to be able to stand up, and I want a kitchen. Now, that being said, so these are where my thoughts have gone. This is just not cut and dry for those of us that are considering some kind of a change or an upgrade or whatever. There's so much to look at. for the last 6, 8 months, I've been had my eye on a Toyota Sienna. I mean, they're, as far as vans, minivan, SUV, minivan style. Them and the Honda Odyssey, they've got that 8 foot long back end. They've got the stowing seats that, if you take them out, give you all this storage space. Um, you can get front wheel drive or all wheel drive. You can put a lift kit on them, and they go for 200,000 or 300,000 miles with good care and good gas mileage, like, over 20 miles per gallon. So that seemed really good, but I can't stand up and I can't have a full kitchen. I want to bake. I love baking. And I'm not always where I can have a fire. So I can't always, if I was always camping where I could have a fire, then that would be fine. I could use a Dutch oven and do my baking. But I'm not always where I have a fire. And in today's world, and especially in the Pacific Northwest, fires in the summertime just we have too many wildfires. So there's a lot of prohibiting of fires. So then I thought, okay, well, I'll still get a Toyota Sienna because I can roll around in it and have some stuff in it, and I could do some stealth camping if I wanted to, but I'll get a trailer, a little trailer, like a less than 2,000 pounds, little 13, 14 footer that has a little kitchen in it and a little couch. And I just thought, oh, I could tow that with one of these vehicles, and then if I wanted to store it somewhere, I could go off to do a long trip. If I want to do a cross-country jam to see my new grandson that I just met online. I haven't met him in person, but I would like to get over to the East Coast to see him and meet him in person. And that's going to be a lot of gas. So, it was like, oh, well, I could just, have a little bed in there and go simple for long hauls of exploring. But then I started thinking, well, so where am I going to store it if I want to be on the road? And how good is that on the transmission of a car not truly designed for hauling? They can, but that's not what they're designed for. They're people haulers. And so then I was looking at the vans, the transits and stuff. And yeah, you can stand up in them. And yeah, they have some more room, but it's still pretty limiting. And if you want to be stealthy, then there's no windows, or then you might have a window or two. And some of them are so cute and so homey. But they just weren't calling to me. I don't know yet, though. See, I'm exploring everything, and I do need to go out and test drive some things. And then I thought, well, just get a motorhome. I'm going to be 62 next month. And I do have health issues. And, I have good days, and then I have not so good days. And when I have not so good days, I want comfort. So I thought, oh gosh, I'll just, I'll bite the bullet. But then it's like, oh, well, that's more expense on tires, more expense on gas, and getting repairs done is expensive on motorhomes. As soon as they see motorhome, it costs more. So financially, while it would be having a beautiful home on wheels, financially, I don't know that I can easily navigate that, especially if something goes down and then I'm without a home and I have to pay for a place to be and then get it fixed. So then I started looking at the buses. Actually, I was looking at the shuttle vans, because you can get a shuttle van and you can get some decent mileage, 16, 17 even maybe. And I've seen some made cute, and they have lots of windows. So, I don't mind putting coverings up, but I like light. And, but then you have to consider with the shuttle vans, most of them are fiberglass, and I have absolutely zero experience with fiberglass. I wouldn't even have the beginnings of knowing how to try to frame something in or do something. So then that's when I was looking at the short buses, and those seem right up my alley. The gas mileage isn't the greatest, but depending on what you get, uh, it's just a regular mechanic, and if it's a diesel, you have to get a diesel mechanic, and there's pros and cons of diesel. Those diesel engines last a long time. If I want to put a ton of money into doing my conversion and really make it top of the line, yeah, I probably would go with the diesel because I want something that's going to last, like the insides are going to last. And the other thing with the school buses is they're designed to go for a long time. And if you get one that doesn't have rust and is lower on miles, they can go 500,000 to 1,000,000 miles with good maintenance. But with those, insuring them during your conversion and then getting them retagged as a RV after your conversion. So there's so there's just a lot to consider. I'm taking some time at it. I had some money come to me that had been owed to me for a couple decades. It wasn't a ton, no interest. Even after all this time, it's ridiculous. But I got what I got, and it's got my debt down, and because I had some debt, and so it opens up more doors for me to wait and let my credit rating rise up above where it was. And so I've just decided I have a friend who's going to loan me her vehicle. I have various friends that have said, come visit, come stay. It is early in the season for gardening, so I'm sure many friends would appreciate a helping pair of hands in their garden. And I'm just going to wait for that credit rating to go up a little while I'm kind of keeping my eye open. But I know how it goes. I know if you see a good deal, you need to be on it that day. So my plan is to wait for the credit rating, go to a lender, talk about what my available options are, make a decision, and then I could go out fully with all the knowledge I need to make a good decision, because this is going to be my home and my vehicle going forward indefinitely. I don't have other plans. I plan on being on the road, living as a nomad, as long as I can foresee, for a variety of reasons. One, I'm on disability. And then when I get Social Security, I don't think it's going to be enough to pay $1,200 a month rent. That's almost what I get. Even with a roommate. And I don't like towns. I don't like being in towns. I'm getting older and kind of set in my ways and like to do the things I want to do. And I want to be alone. I love being with people, but I want to live alone pretty much. Also, I like being on the road and being in my nomad community that I've been becoming acquainted with. January and February being down in Quartzsite and Aaronsburg and at the Old Fogey Hot Springs, that was some of the happiest times I've had in decades. And I think people saw it too. People commented that I brought light and that I brought good energy. And I'm all about energy. And I want to be where energy is good to perpetuate my own good energy and to get fueled from other people's good energy. So I'm just taking my time. I'm healing my gut again. Trying to take good care of myself, visiting friends, and being open to the little whisperings of the universe. My friend and I were talking the other night, and she said, "Gosh, just imagine if you'd gone to Mexico and your stomach had gone the way it was. It would be awful. It'd be really bad. Um, Being in my car, being sick the way that I have, and how I've had to manage it would be really, really hard. A serious hardship, challenge. So I have learned to listen to those little redirects that come my way, little signs of that I get that say, maybe that's not for you, or how about go this way instead. I am hopeful that in another month or two, I'm going to be back on the road, and I have some music and group events. I'm looking forward to. I'm going to be at the Cascadia Camp out in Veneta, Oregon, Father's Day weekend. It's the second year of having this event. It's a intentional community honoring the land and the Pacific Northwest and all that we have that's so abundant here. And it's the vibe is so good. I really enjoyed it. So I'm volunteering there. Uh, and then I'm also going to be at the World Reggae Festival outside of Sandy, Oregon in July. Um, so I'm going to see a lot of friends there probably. And then in August, I'm hooking up with my girlfriend Cheryl, Sugar. We're going to have some fun up in Washington. She's going to bring her bus. I'm going to have whatever I have. And we're going to go exploring together some of the beautiful forests of Washington. And then we're going to see Santana towards the end of the month. So I've got a good summer planned. I'm really excited. Along the way, I'll see friends, family, uh, sights, enjoy good food. Um, I put my intentions out at the beginning of the year, what I was hoping for. Some of it's happened, some of it hasn't. That's life. Um, the things that are really important to me, they'll happen eventually. Just now wasn't the greatest time. Anyway, if you all have any input or a story of your own of how you came to the decision of what your nomadic rig was going to be, I'd love to hear it. I mean, I love going through and watching all the videos and the SUVs. I had my little Miss Rendezvous Love Bug was really functional and cute and tight. I got a lot of compliments on it, and it was fun. I've seen vans that were stunning, and I've seen buses that were just right up my alley. I'd like to hear what you're rolling in as a full time nomad, a single woman, preferably, if you are, because I want to hear how you think and what you've chosen and how it's worked for you. Because we're all here to learn from one another. Anyway, I hadn't checked in for a while, so it was time. I had a little bit of time to myself. I was feeling well enough that I could face the masses in a quiet setting like this. And I just wanted to touch bases with everybody and reach out and see how you all are doing. I'm hoping to get more into doing videos, but they're kind of challenging for me. I just haven't learned how to put them all together the way that I want them to be. But that'll come when it's supposed to. I've got other things I'm working on right now, and life is still all about learning for me. I love learning new things. So, what can you teach me about choosing a rig for full time living out on the road in the United States? All right. Peace, y'all. Love ya. Be well.